welcome to the Radiant Rocket League Series. We got Championship Sunday, and I have my two favorite people by my side, Gibbs, our LCS analyst, and I have Hercules, content creator for Dignitas. It's gonna be an exciting day.
I'm so pumped for this. It's playoff day. We saw groups, we saw some close matches, we saw some blowouts. Playoffs, though, we're expecting best of fives. We're expecting all these games to go to 5.
Yeah, yesterday we had a lot of game 5s, lots of out of 4s as well, but not a lot of blowouts like we all kind of expected. So I think, maybe today we can keep that going, get the day going as well, and it's gonna be a good day.
I hope so, because there's a lot on the line. So let's go over the format if you are just joining us today. It's been a 2-day event. We're on our final day. So the first day we had round robin, 4 groups of 5 teams, total of 20 teams made it. Best of 5s all around, and the top 2 of each group moved on to Sunday, which is today, by the way. Welcome. It's a single elimination bracket. Everything's best of 5s, and then our final at the end of the day will be a best of 7. And like I said, there's a lot on the line because of the money, the prize pool, the biggest prize pool out of any of women's Rocket League tournament. $15,000 total. That's huge, Gibbs.
Yeah, and these ladies, they're playing for $15,000 this weekend. Next weekend is the Premier League playoffs where they're playing for another $9,000. So a lot of these teams playing for $24,000 over a 10-day span. That's absolutely nuts, but $15,000 on the line here. We see everyone has made money that has made playoffs, but we're going to double it up each time for every single match won.
Yep, every single match is worth a lot today, and that also means that there is a lot of pressure today. But just like you said, this tournament is extremely historic in Rocket League history, not only for women, but for community tournaments in general. Yeah. This is the first tournament with the brand new prize pool cap, which is just extremely historic, and I'm glad that we were all able to be a part of it, and I'm excited to see what goes on.
Well, let's take a look at just the standings from day 1 and just see who got to move on to today. So Group A and Group B, there were some surprises and, teams that met our expectations. A lot of teams from the WCBC, Challengers, and Premier made it today, but one team is sticking out to me, Gibbs.
The Sirens, a pick-up team, takes out the top 2 teams in Challengers, Torrent White and Pittsburgh Knights, in a 3-way tie. They win it on game differential, plus 2 game differential there. So they'll be playing today versus 7 other Premier League teams. All the other Premier League teams made it to the playoff stage. We see BS Plus Competition is one of them, and Atlantide Wave, they came out of Group B. But then we move on to Group C and D, and we'll see a lot more 4-0 groups as well, where the top seed in all these groups, they went 4-0. And if you combine all their records, 48 games won, 3 games lost for the top seed. So in Group C and D, we'll see that as well here with the 4-0 teams. And then we got CG, and we saw flashes of brilliance in CG. Me and her, we casted that one, and that was a really fun, close match where Flash of Brilliance won that one 3-1. That was the only losses for CG at all. 3-game losses for them. They swept the rest of their group. All these teams here performed so incredibly well throughout group stage.
They really did. A lot of the times we saw teams and we expected one thing to happen from them, but of course, like we said, with the way that it was set up yesterday, there was a lot of room for teams to come back and really prove themselves, and that's what we got to see with a lot of these teams.
And that's the whole point of this stream is, the WCBC kind of built this foundation to put a spotlight on these women. I'm glad that Radiant is taking that step forward. Here are some of the highlights of the exciting moments you missed yesterday. Tallybird even won our Chipotle MVP at some point. We have so many incredible, talented, and mechanical players. Like double taps. I know Jorby was screaming his head off yesterday. It was such a fun day. And we get to go into our first match shortly. And we'll be covering all the quarterfinals, all the semifinals, up until the final. So I hope you guys are sticking with us through most of it. But the Kansas City Pioneers versus Atlantide Wave will be kicking us off first. And Hercules, at least from what we know from Atlantide Wave, from the WCBC, they struggled. They weren't able to muster a series win through the 9-week league, but they showed up this weekend, and they showed up and made a statement. They won matches, and they qualified to today.
They absolutely did make a statement. KCP is that team that everybody, it's a fan favorite team. So for Atlantide Wave to have the opportunity to go against them on day number 2 of this, of course, given the record that they have, this could be huge for them. This could make a lot of people start to help root for this team and for everybody to have the opportunity to see what they truly are capable of.
It's going to be a tall order. Pioneers 13-1 Premier League, Atlantide Wave 0-14. But again, Atlantide Wave, they went 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 in their 3 wins in group stage until they had to play another Premier League team where they got swept. So gonna have to play another one here. Every match is going to be so incredibly tough at this point. Pioneers, they're the number 1 seed for a reason, but we haven't seen either of these teams play on the mainstream yet. So maybe for Atlantide Wave, they can take that and be like, maybe Pioneers will be just a little bit nervous.
Well, we have so much awesome action in store for you all. Check out this bracket of how the quarterfinals, depending on if you finish first or second in your group, you got first or second seed, which paired you Group A versus Group B, C versus D. So we'll be starting at the very top, Kansas City Pioneers versus Atlantide Wave. Whoever wins moves on. It's single elimination. It's do or die best of 5 up until the finals, best of 7, as we already mentioned. So Hercules, is there one match you're very, very excited about? Like, you're expecting maybe upset potential?
Ooh, I think out of any of these, the upset potential that I would really like to see would be the BS Plus competition game and Sirens. Okay. I think to see that Sirens, you know, being a pickup team, was able to make it into day 2, they have the potential. It's very possible. Now, of course, BS Plus is BS Plus at the end of the day, and they're an amazing team, but if there was any opportunity for a really crazy upset, I think it would be that series.
Yeah, I'm thinking Wildfire have a chance. We saw them in the final match of the day versus Parallel Black. Very close series, Wildfire. They lost that, but they went 3-1 in their groups. Playing against Flashes of Brilliance, we saw them slow start in game 1, then they won 3 in a row. So I think those are 2 Premier League teams that can definitely clash here, and that could be my one upset, I think, for the quarterfinals.
Now we're going to put a microscope on our first series, Kansas City Pioneers versus Atlantide Wave. Check out these rosters. A lot of familiar names, especially if you're a fan of the WCBC. Both these teams know each other quite well. Maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way. Kansas City Pioneers features Courtney, Emma, and Bella. Atlantide Wave has Amphiray, Pochimpa, and Dilia. So who are you most excited about, or who has to step up to you, Hercules?
I think in this situation, if you're going to look at Atlantide Wave for this particular series, I think Amphiray is going to be the one person I'm going to want to see step up a lot. I know that she has the potential to absolutely peak and do amazing things for her team. I've seen her play before. Even despite the record in the WCBC, there is a lot of potential on this team, and they play really well together. And for them to still continue on, you know, despite the record, I think a lot of the times teams tend to split up, or there's a little bit of a backlash on their end, but for them to still be happy enough to come in here voluntarily,
like we didn't force
that is something good to look at.
Yeah, they're probably not too thrilled with how this bracket played out, but Amphiray, she's playing with 2 French teammates, and we know when you're French in Rocket League, there's something special about it. You show up in moments like this, so you never know. Maybe that'll help them.
Well, maybe we're going to have to upset some French people, or maybe get some French fans going. Let's get some talent predictions. And don't worry, Twitch chat, you can be involved, and the poll will pop up, and you can cast your vote, see if you're wrong or right. But Hercules, I want to get your prediction. Kansas City Pioneers or Atlantide Wave?
As much as I would love an upset from Atlantide Wave, I'm going to have to be honest and go with the Kansas City Pioneers.
Sorry, Pioneers, but Hercules went 0-3 yesterday. Just throwing that out there. For that reason alone, I'm going against her, and I'm going Atlantide Wave.
Oh, that's a bold move.
Hey, you know.
It's
He might be
Gibbs
right.
with the
I'm
biggest
going with
predictions.
stats based on cash predictions, not based on games of Rocket League. Don't worry about that. Atlantide Wave's got it.
I'm on the Hercules bandwagon on this one. I'm sorry, the French at home, and I'm kind of French, so I know I'm going to upset some people. I'm sorry. We're going with the Kansas City Pioneers, #1 in the Premier League, and Atlantide Wave. I think they had a good first day, but if they can prove me wrong, I would be so happy for them.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. I can't wait to see it, because if that happens, everyone else in this bracket are going to be so excited, because everyone expects Pioneers to win this entire tournament. So if they go out in quarterfinals, everyone else is happy as well.
Wow, look at those prediction Hercules. We got a lot of Kansas City Pioneer fans. I know. There's some Atlantide Wave fans, though.
Yeah, there's some. The hope is alive.
We need more of it.
14%. Come on, it's the underdog, guys. You got to build them up more. Come on.
Okay, so we're going to make sure all of our players are ready to go for our first match of Championship Sunday. We're so glad you can join us, and we'll see you after this.
Welcome back to the Radiant Rocket League Championship Series. I am one of your casters, Hercules, and alongside me I have Gibbs, and we are prepared to get underway for our next match between the Kansas City Pioneers and Atlantide Wave.
It's gonna be a good one. We got 2 Premier League teams. We have Kansas City Pioneers. They're dominating through Premier. They're 13-1. Atlantide Wave, they finished last, 0-14. But it's a brand new day. It's a brand new chapter for Atlantide Wave. There's a chance.
Yeah, it's a new weekend. A lot of teams that have come in from the WCBC have been surprising everyone. Atlantide Wave 4-1. As an example, like Gibbs just said, they are currently last in their league. However, of all teams, they made it to day 2, and this is a very exciting matchup because Kansas City Pioneers are one of the absolute top teams in their league in the WCBC. So for Atlantide Wave to have the opportunity to go against this team could mean everything for them.
Yeah.
So we are going to head on over to our first match of the day, Atlantide Wave versus KCP Gold. And we're going to see, can Atlantide Wave prove that they have what it takes to be a potential top team?
There's one positive here for Atlantide Wave. Both these teams did not play on the mainstream yesterday. And you can ask any player, when you're playing on the mainstream, you play differently. So Kansas City Pioneers didn't get that opportunity yet. Maybe those nerves come out. Maybe they play down a little bit to Atlantide Wave, and Atlantide Wave can take advantage. But they also look a lot better. Their group stage went exceptional, 3-1. But right here, we see the first goal coming out from the Kansas City Pioneers. Looks like nerves do not matter for them right now. We had 2 players going for an inside-out save, it looked like. But it did not happen. The bumps coming out as well.
Yeah, I'm looking at 2 Atlantide Wave players attempting a squishy save on this goal, but nonetheless, if the ball goes low, there's not really too much you can do if you're a bit late there. And I'm also noticing some KCP Gold players rocking the Dignitas brand new away decal, so it's always fun to see on the field. But KCP Gold coming in very strong at the beginning of this game. Emma going up, trying to get a bounce off of the wall towards the net, but of course, an Atlantide Wave player is there to stop the play.
And Emma, yeah, she's trying to appeal to the Dignitas fans here, rocking that decal. But they're the #1 seed, and everyone else in this tournament, I bet you they are Atlantide Wave fans right now because they don't want to see the Pioneers go on a run here. They're the #1 seed for a reason, #1 in Premier League, 13-1. They're expected to win this tournament, but you never know. Like Atlantide Wave, it's only a 1-goal game in game 1. Here's another shot, but saved out.
It is saved out, and the ball is going to be cleared into the orange half. Bella attempting to make a save, and it's going to try to slowly get brought down in the midfield, but she has no boost to continue the play, but she does get a demo on it, leaving it for Courtney to drive this up the wall and attempt to drop it for one of her teammates. And of course, Emma is right there with a nice pass over to Bella off the backboard, but the ball will be cleared back into the KCP half.
Great clear there by Ampharay. That's exactly what they needed. There was a double commit on defense, needed to be clear just to waste some time. Now, pass off the backboard, couldn't get the angle on the shot. But some scoring opportunities coming out for Atlantide Wave.
Many opportunities indeed, but the KCP Gold defense is notoriously strong, and not many goals can get past this team. They're very confident in themselves. I'm looking at Bella trying to go up, but Pochimpa is going to send this over to her teammate, the ball kind of floating in the air, so Courtney will go ahead and take full advantage of that, trying to get a second touch and center it for a teammate. We're going to see, can Bella get there in time? No, but Emma is up next with a shot on net. Pochimpa sending this off to the side. Emma trying to send her this for one of her teammates, but Ampharay is going to be the first to get the touch.
Pochimpa, that's a name and a half right there. But that one's hard to say during a cast, so hopefully Pochimpa makes a lot of plays to just put us under the hard mode here. But Atlantide Wave, they're holding up on defense. We see a couple double commits here and there on both sides of the field that ruins any pressure that they can get. Versus Kansas City Pioneers, I understand why they're doing it. They're trying to be aggressive. They need to attack every single play. You just got to communicate a little bit better to make sure only one goes at a time.
Yeah, a lot of this game is very heavy on communication, especially when it comes to these tournaments. A lot of pressure, so you gotta be very understanding to where your teammates are. As Amphere trying to communicate to Pochimpa that she's sending a pass over, but of course a KCP Gold player is going to beat her out. Amphere with a shot on net,
there it is.
and it actually goes in. A gorgeous passing play coming out, and 1 minute and 51 seconds remain. We're now tied up in this game. And we're back to Gibbs's good old-fashioned, you're not losing till you're down.
Oh, yeah. That's exactly what we want. Bella and Courtney, a little bit of a bump there. Pochimpa, a nice infield pass to take advantage, and the goal goes in. And again, we talked about this. Atlantide Wave, huge underdogs, but when you're playing on the mainstream, you always play different, so you never know what can happen.
Yeah, a lot of nerves start to kick in. This is, of course, if you're just now tuning in, this is the biggest women's Rocket League tournament to date, so a lot of pressure to perform here today. Dilia trying to get this centered, see if one of her teammates, but Courtney's actually going to beat her, but the ball doesn't go too far. Atlantide Wave trying to keep control. Dilia trying to get a shot on net. It goes to the backboard, but it does get cleared off the side. Pochimpa up next, trying to center this or get this to herself. She tried to look for a bump there, and something we saw yesterday was a lot of the times when these teams start to get desperate for these goals, a lot of aggression starts to come out. We start to see a lot more demos and a lot more bumps on the defenders in the net.
See another quality chance by Amphere, but just barely saved out by the Pioneers. Been a lot of pressure by Atlantide Wave over this last minute 30. It's a very good sign for them if they can continue this pressure, have another scoring opportunity. They were so close to taking the lead. Bella, a little bit of a miss there. Courtney follows it up to a pass. Oh, and the shot goes wide. Atlantide Wave can breathe a sigh of relief.
Just a bit wide, and that's not what you want if you are KCP. Bella going under one defender, trying to get the set over to Courtney. All three players on KCP are currently pushed up, but are going to back off just a little bit to try and get some breathing room. Bella with a shot on net, but it goes a bit wide. Courtney with the follow-up off the backboard, going for the double tap, and she gets it. 19 seconds remaining. KCP Gold is now up by 1.
Such a patient play there by Courtney, just passing to herself off the wall, makes the defender jump. You don't want them to make a pre-jump save, so throw it off the backboard so you get a follow-up shot. Brilliant play there by Courtney. Pioneers take the late lead.
They do, and 17 seconds remain, but the ball is actually still in Atlantide Wave's half. Atlantide Wave trying to push out a save, saving the chances of another opportunity. Atlantide Wave's defense looking strong. 2 seconds remain, but KCP Gold is putting on the offensive
good
pressure.
pass.
Dilia is up, but it actually is touched. Can they keep it in the air? The ball is still up in the air. Courtney doing everything she can to drop it, and she does. Kansas City Pioneer Gold beats Atlantide Wave 2-1 in our first game of the day.
But if you talked about the Premier League stand-ins, and again, we said Pioneers 13-1, Atlantide Wave 0-14. That did not look like a 13-1 versus an 0-14 team. Atlantide Wave took it to them. They had golden opportunities. They almost scored at the very last play of the game to tie that up. So I think the Pioneers are pretty happy they got away with that game one, but now they know that Atlantide Wave is here to play.
Yeah, I think sometimes a lot of teams underestimate the capability of how mechanical some players can be just based off of their league scores. And they can really surprise you when it comes down to pressure, because at the end of the day, and this goes not just for this tournament, but for any tournament, huge pressured, big prize pool tournaments, that's a lot. Sometimes people fold, and if you're a KCP fan, you don't want to see that happen to your team. But Atlantide Wave, there's so many names here today, might be able to stand up to the pressure.
It's very possible. Like, I used to play for $25 and I would get nervous. And so these ladies are playing for $15,000. Like, I don't know how I would perform under that pressure. So Pioneers, they're expected to win. And when you're expected to win, I think the nerves will fall more on your side compared to the underdog. Atlantide Wave, again, though, that was a great performance in game one. I think they're a little upset that they didn't win that one because they know Pioneers probably have another level. But for right now, they're on par with them.
Ooh, gorgeous flip coming out from Courtney, and that's what we usually see from KCP Gold, are these very mechanical plays. They have the capability to do pretty much anything that they want, and once that starts coming out from this team, Atlantide Wave needs to be wary of how strong is their defense against this team.
See a big clear there. That might just go straight into the net. It does, and Delia with the first goal for Atlantide Wave, just going off the wall, making the first save, following it up. No one expected that powerful of a shot. No one is back. I think that's going to happen at times. Pioneers are going to be confident. They're going to be confident in their play. They're going to have all 3 members up front. But when you beat them out, it could lead to some wide open nets.
It absolutely could, and here's a potential kickoff goal, but Delia is going to be the first to stop it. Bella trying to pass over to Emma, but Emma unable to get a touch to continue the play. The ball's now getting pinched to stay in the KCP half. Delia sending it over, 2 defenders from KCP Gold trying to push up. Can Courtney keep the play going? The ball gets shot on net, but nothing really comes of it. Another shot on net, though, but this is just a bit high off the crossbar and out to the side.
But again, Atlantide Wave is getting these opportunities. It feels like these teams are level. There is no doubt about that. That's exactly where Atlantide Wave want to be. So we'll see Delia trying for that infield pass. Pochimpa does not come up, but the rotation by Ampharay to try and get the dunk does not work. But still, pressure on the orange half.
There's a lot of pressure going on. Delia looking for a pass, but she can't find one, so she'll go for the bump instead. The ball going up the sidewall. Courtney is going to try to air dribble this in or drop it down to a teammate. Ampharay and Delia kind of accidentally bumping each other there. A center for a teammate, but Pochimpa will take advantage and clear this ball and give her team some time to breathe here.
We're 2 minutes down, and Atlantide Wave have the 1-goal lead. I feel like they've had more opportunities as well. Courtney throwing one at net, but that's easily saved by Ampharay.
It is in the ball with another shot on net, but just a bit wide. Accuracy is something that KCP Gold might be struggling with, potentially just due to nerves. It's very possible. The ball up, it's trying to drop. Bella trying to go up for this, but Ampharay is going to be the next to beat her. Delia trying to get this hit off the sidewall, but Emma will be up next to follow it. She passes it over to Bella. Bella back to Emma. Can Emma get this in off the backboard? A pass, and it goes in, but it is saved. Bella trying to continue the play, but the ball gets cleared into the midfield, and the pressure eases up for just a split second.
And credit on both sides of the field there. Like on offense, it didn't look like there was an angle for a shot, but they turned it around. But then a miracle save as well by Atlantide Wave. Back into the orange half. They're going to look for some 50-50s here to spill this ball to the midfield. Just like that, almost turns into a chance for Pochimpa, but unfortunately gets touched away.
It does get touched away. Another shot on net off the backboard, but the ball gets sent over the defender into the midfield. Now in the orange half, Pochimpa trying to start a play. It does get center for Ampharay, but it goes back. Delia up next with a shot. Courtney trying to get a shot on net, but it does get saved by Delia. Can this get over a defender or centered? It cannot. It is off to the side. Courtney with another shot. KCP at the moment kind of just putting a lot of shots on net.
Yeah, weak ones though, right?
Yeah.
It's like there are a lot of weak shots or a lot of low shots going to the side. Nothing too threatening right now for Atlantide Wave. There was about maybe one that was a really, really solid shot, but they're peppering the net, but it's like very light pepper. It's like, you know, the bad pepper that you buy for $1 at the store compared to like that really nice.
The really nice ground pepper.
That's what I want. Yeah, ground pepper shots. Come on, Pioneers.
Yeah, we're looking at it. Sometimes, you know, it might come down to like a quality over quantity type situation, because you can put 100 shots on net, but if they aren't on target or they aren't solid plays, might not mean too much. Emma trying to get the drop down to a teammate, but Pochimpa's going to be the first to beat her, and the ball's going to roll back. Courtney thankfully back just in time, able to get a pass to herself in the midfield. She's trying to go for a shot, trying to drop the ball down. Can she get the second touch? She does. Courtney with a gorgeous, gorgeous play by herself to tie this game up 1-1.
Courtney's so smart. When she has time with the ball, she's made 2 patient plays now. One in game 1 that scored a goal right there as well. She had 33 boosts. She could have went for a harder shot, but she paused, wanted the 50-50. She probably wanted that to turn into a pass for a teammate, but it just bounced right back off her and went into the net. So Courtney is playing out of her mind right now.
Courtney absolutely is. She's doing a lot for her team. And right here, we're watching Ampharay send this out. Bella's going to be up next to get the touch. Delia trying to follow out. 2 defenders from Atlantide Wave committing to go to that ball, and the ball will roll right back into the KCP half.
1-1, 25 seconds left. Last time around, the Pioneers scored late to take the win. This time around, Atlantide Wave does not want that to happen, because a lot of goals have been going in the final minute of play for them. So they just got to withstand for the full 5 minutes. They need to put one more home. 10 seconds left on the clock. And Ampharay going up Trying to look for some demos as well, but no demos happen. Pioneers have one last scoring chance.
They are. 5 seconds remain. The ball is now in the midfield. We're going to see if a play can come out of this if the ball stays up. But I think Bella will go ahead and let this drop, and we're going to head on over into overtime.
That's the one thing we didn't see a lot yesterday, long overtime. So maybe we'll finally get one here. Pioneers, though, great kickoff. Bella, she's in the air, wants a flip reset. Amphoray meets it, though. And now, can she get a shot off the wall? She does, but it gets turned away by Pioneers.
The ball is now in the mid-half. Dilia getting a nice clear off the backboard and dropping down. A demo coming out on a defender, but nobody really there to start up a play. Pochimpa intercepting the pass and completing the overtime. Atlantide Wave getting a win off of KCP Gold.
The demo comes out, the infield pass comes out, and Pochimpa with the shot. Atlantide Wave are here to play, and this is so much fun. That's the first loss by the Pioneers all tournament long. They went perfect in the group stage, 12-0, so they were on a 13-game winning streak, and finally they fall in overtime.
Atlantide Wave looking stronger than ever, doing everything that they possibly could to keep this going and give themselves a fighting chance in this tournament. You know,
they look good.
They look amazing.
They look good. I was not expecting this. Again, we talk about Premier League. You expect when you get a first place versus a last place, these to be more of a blowout, but both games incredibly close. Both games 1-goal games. Pioneers won the first one with like 15 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah.
And now Atlantide Wave wins in overtime. So these teams are on equal footing. Sometimes that happens when you got a big tournament, big pressure. Everyone kind of just goes to the middle, and now everyone's playing on par. So maybe they're doing it for entertainment value on both sides, and we appreciate that. So we'll see how this plays out. But Atlantide Wave, they're looking good. They have a lot of offensive opportunities. So there are times when you have a #1 seed where the Pioneers will be like, oh, well, they threw up 20 shots. It's just they were off, right?
Yeah.
That didn't feel like it was the case here. Pioneers, sure, they had weak shots, but Atlantide Wave also had a ton as well. So they're playing the full game right now.
Yeah, full solid game of Rocket League coming out from these two teams. And of course, if you're an Atlantide Wave fan, this is a sight to see. It is so much fun to see a team like Atlantide Wave, you know, really coming out and giving KCP Gold a run for their money. And Dilia trying to start up a play. And yeah, this is gonna be pretty intense.
Oh, wide open net though here. Pioneers will get an early one for Emma. And again, she's rocking the Dignitas decal, you know. So, like, we have to appreciate that no matter what with a Dignitas streamer, with Hercules, and I do their broadcast, so we appreciate
We appreciate you. We're going to head on over into kickoff and see what is about to go down. Dilia winning the kickoff for her team, but Bella's going to be the first to get a touch on it. Can Dilia center this for a teammate? Yes, but Courtney is going to be up next. She's going to try and keep control. Nice flick, but Amphoray is going to deny it with a nice clear back into the orange half. Courtney spawning right in the middle of the mess with a nice clear on over. Bella trying to get this over Amphoray, but Amphoray, the defensive end on Atlantide Wave, is looking better than it ever has.
That's one thing you got to watch out for Wave is that when Courtney has the ball and she's by herself, she's going to do something with it. Last time around, she went for a flick a little bit too early, though. That was one of the few times when she tried to rush a play. So we'll see if that plays more into the factors here. But in Game 3, Pioneers an early goal, but now Atlantide Wave on the offensive strike.
Yep, and all of the players are currently pushed up. Bella trying to beat an Atlantide Wave player. Emma taking her time, getting a flick on over. Can Bella get the pass? No, but the ball is dropped. And Emma able to get this right on into the goal. KCB Gold 2-0 at the moment.
Yeah, just great job by Emma there. It was a play where it looked like a 2-on-1, but then there was another player that came out of nowhere. She barely gets the pass off before the challenge, and then it just turns into a 1v1. That 50-50 went well. You always want those, but Delia almost puts one home here. You always want 50-50s when you're on offense because that can spill into the middle and turn into a goal. But if you're on defense, the best case is you get a clear out of it. So it's not really that great. So you would much rather be on the offensive side when you have to go for those really hard 50-50s, and it worked out there for the Pioneers.
Absolutely. Bella trying to set herself up for a redirect here. She gets it off to the sidewall. She's still able to push through. She centers it for Courtney, and Courtney easily just scoots on up and slides that ball into the goal. KCP Gold, comfy little 3-0 right now. 3 minutes and 14 seconds remain, and Atlantide Wave probably shaking in their boots a little bit.
Yeah, this feels more like the Pioneers play right here. We saw Ampharay, she was last man back, and just a misplay a bit, but that's going to happen at times when there's only one defender left. So it's more about the Pioneers controlling pretty much everything on the field to allow those 2v1 plays to happen. And when that happens and you're the last person left, it's going to be so incredibly hard. Another one goes in for Courtney, and this one's a stop.
Now this is the Courtney we see every week in the WCBC, the player who is just absolutely everywhere on the field at all times, completely scoring. And of course, KCP Gold is probably going to do their best to run away with this. I'm going to cross my fingers with the amount of time that's on the clock that there's the possibility for a Brazil.
Oh, no, not the Brazil again.
We're bringing it back.
Now, Pioneers are making me eat my words because I was talking about, you don't want 50-50s on the defensive side. Courtney's like, well, I could 50-50 into the other net from my side of the field. So she's telling me that, yeah, go ahead. I'll 50-50 from wherever. It seems like Courtney is probably the best player on the field right now to me because she feels like she understands all these challenges so well, and it's really working out into her favor. Right now, Pioneers, again, so it's a 4-0 lead with half left, and at this point, you're just going to waste some clock, make sure that you don't leave any wide open nets, and then you walk away and you're up 2-1 in the series again. This is only best of 5, so Pioneers will be on that match point.
Yeah, and Atlantide Wave putting on all the pressure at the moment, but is it enough? 2 minutes remaining. Bella has control of the ball at the moment. She's kind of messing around with her mechanics, kind of taking it like a little warm-up at the moment. Courtney's up next, though, to try and keep this ball in the blue half. You know, like we talked about earlier, it's kind of more about wasting time at this moment. You don't want to be too risky. I mean, even if they were to go for something for fun at this point, losing 1 goal wouldn't be the end of the world, but it's always more fun if you do a nice little sweep.
Yeah, like at this point, you're going to go for those aerial dribble, like kind of flippers that play. Right here, Courtney could have passed it. She's like, nah, it's fine, Emma. I got this. I'll just drive this in. I think technically Emma did get a piece on this ball as well. Right here, barely got a pass, but Courtney somehow got credit. I'm not even sure how that worked. But Courtney puts in another one for the Pioneers. Now they're just going to have some fun. They know they have this game in the bag. They know they got to win one more, and it's just about good vibes on both sides of the field. Like Atlantide Wave, sure, you're losing 5-0. Here's a perfect time to like crack a joke if you're on that team. Just get everyone laughing, feeling good about this because they're probably happy they're even here playing the Pioneers. But this is still a series. Those first 3 games or first 2 games were incredibly close. They know they can bring this back.
Yeah, absolutely. To make it to day 2 in itself is a feat on its own. Bella with another shot on net, but it is wide, and Ampharay saving this shot. Courtney going for a 6th goal for KCP.
Don't do it.
I am 59 seconds away from my potential Brazil. Atlantide Wave, I need you to bring it back here. Or, you know, if anybody on KCP Gold wants to play with their eyes closed for a bit, see what happens, I would be much appreciative.
You know, I want long overtime. Hercules wants a Brazil. So, you know, we know who the good guy is here, okay? That's what we know. We're playing good cop, bad cop. Hercules clearly the bad cop here.
Clearly.
We'll see if the Brazil happens. Now, what happens if Pioneers score? Do they give up a goal on purpose is the question.
That's where
that's the BM, right? That's the ultimate BM.
Yes.
'Cause that's what you do in ranked. You absolutely, if you're up and they haven't scored yet, you purposely give off a kickoff goal to Brazil them. That is how you have to play ranked.
Well, Delia trying to set me up for my Brazil, but it gets saved, sent on over to the side. Pochimpa also trying to continue the defense. Now Atlantide Wave is actually getting a lot of energy spent on the offensive end for the first time in this game. But, of course, a double demo allows Courtney. Courtney not letting Bella take her goal. You know, Courtney.
Wow.
Courtney usually is the highest scoring player on her team at any given moment. And yeah, she really wants her burrito or her entree, whatever she ends up ordering. But poor Bella, man.
Bella. She's like, yeah,
not deserved.
Courtney's like, no, get out of my way. This is mine.
Kansas City Pioneers Gold taking Atlantide Wave to match point with their last series at 6-0. 2-0. Do you think there's any opportunity for Atlantide Wave to potentially bring this back at this pace?
I think there's a chance because Bella had 0 goals in that game. She had a wide open net, and her teammate just bumps her out. Courtney, you had 4 goals already. Let Bella have one. Come on, Courtney. What are we doing here? So now the team dynamic of Pioneers, it's in the trash, right? They're mad at each other. They're yelling at each other for that goal. I guarantee it. Like, Atlantide Wave's going to win this one 5-0.
Oh, interesting. Well, Shift RL get on this, a potential roster change because of Courtney bumping Bella to not allow her to get another goal. So we'll see what happens in this next one. Will Courtney get kicked? Will Bella get kicked? Or will Atlantide Wave surprise us all and come back and completely reverse sweep the Kansas City Pioneers?
So the Atlantide Wave, what they need to do is they need to sing the national anthem French. That's what they need to do. They need to just go back to this, be like, we're French. We're better than everyone in this tournament. We already know this because it's Rocket League. But Atlantide Wave, they really have to go back to game 1 and 2. Those games were incredibly close. It could have been either way. Like, it could have been a 2-0 lead for Atlantide Wave. Instead, it was 1-1. Game 3, we don't talk about that yet anymore. At this point for Atlantide Wave, just think about game 1 and 2. They have a shot. They definitely have a shot here. They have to win 2 in a row. It's going to be a tall order, but like after games 1 and 2, I have confidence that they can bring this to at least game 5.
You know, I think you really want to make sure I continue to stay wrong this weekend
that
on
is
these
my
predictions.
number 1 priority. That is my
but I think this was the one time I was really smart in picking KCP. Should they get caster cursed because of me, I think if a roster change were to come out, that would be on me.
Yeah, so I think the roster change would be you retiring from casting. If you go
my
like 0 and 5.
My one-day weekend of casting,
like,
career
sorry,
over.
0 predictions right on the entire weekend. I got to go. I got to get out of here. But I've had plenty of those weekends, so it's okay. It's okay. You'll bounce back. Don't worry about it. Because the Atlantide Wave here, it's going to be tough. It looks like we're getting a new lobby going, so maybe for Atlanta Wave, that's actually a good sign because that game 3 was a blowout. It feels like a tactical timeout right now for Atlantide Wave. So they'll have a chance to regroup, think about games 1 and 2 and what went right there. And you just got to do it 2 games in a row, and you have to take both those wins. That's going to be the hard part against Pioneers when they have a series lead. They were 12-0 entering this tournament. Now they've lost only once. You have to do that 2 more times. It's going to be really, really tough.
It's going to be extremely tough, but, you know, Gibbs said, you know, maybe sing the French national anthem.
You have time. I don't know how it goes. I'm sorry. Like, I'm an American.
We aren't even going to attempt it. I'm going to be very honest.
Okay.
But, yeah, there's plenty of time. Do you think that they calm in French?
Well, one is Belgium, or Belgian. So I don't...
Belgium? That NA
Belgian,
education showing out.
True. I'm just American, you know. So I don't know anything about Europe. But Belgians, do they speak French sometimes? Like, is that their third language? So I'm not sure. I would assume it's English comms. But again,
I don't want to say this live on stream, so I'll let you answer this. What country is Astral from?
So make me look dumb. So we're just gonna stop talking about Europe as a whole because I'm American and that doesn't work. But the comms, no matter what language it is, it doesn't matter. Like Atlantide Wave, they've obviously teamed for a long time. They play in the Premier League. They know how to lose in the Premier League. They were 0-14, all right? No, that's fine. But they see their chance here. They have a shot. They're like, we're going up against the #1 seed. You have to do the miracle on ice, right? Where it's like, so if we played them 100 times, they might win 99. But we can win that one time. That's what Atlantide Wave have to do. Go watch the movie, Miracle on Ice. You have plenty of time.
You guys have plenty of time because we're waiting for the lobby to get set up currently.
Here we go.
Thankfully, me saying that magically put the lobby in play. Everybody's getting on over to the field right now.
I didn't mean they like losing. I'm just saying, hey, it's fine.
You know,
They've
clip
been down in series
it and
before.
ship it. Cancel Gibbs. Bring in Hercules. My career isn't over just yet.
Yeah, she's gonna take my spot on the desk for sure.
The job of being the pretty one on the stage, but Bella getting revenge, finally getting her goal that she deserved in that last game, only 9 seconds in.
Ooh, it looked like just a little bit of a misplay by Atlanta Wave. I like that backhanded compliment for me, though, so I'm not going to let that pass. But the Pioneers, that is not how Atlanta Wave want to start. It's probably because their eyes were fixated on Miracle on Ice, but they got to get back into the game. They got to get back into the game.
Yes.
Pioneers, a quick early lead. And again, you know, Pioneers are those huge favorites here, but Atlantide Wave, Just think about game 1 and 2. They were so close to taking both of them. They can definitely do this. Just got to come up with the big plays on the big string.
Yeah, doing everything that they can, but Kansas City Pioneers are looking like they're in pretty decent control of the field at the moment, although,
She went for it. I like that idea. It was a very, very hard read, but at that point, if you hit that, you tied the game and you guys are feeling great. So I understand why she went for it.
Yeah, she did what she could for her team, but Emma's going to stop any opportunity. Emma with a nice shot for KCP Gold off the side wall, a pass from Courtney over to Emma, and Emma just easily slotting that right in there.
Those are the worst when you're like, oh, I got this big clear, and then you realize that Courtney's on the wall. She jumps off, makes a save. Not only that, but turns it into an infield pass as well. Again, Courtney, I think, has been on fire all series long.
Absolutely. Courtney is such an MVP for her team. Even when you try to demo her, it's not even physically possible.
She's backwards on the wall and she's making infield passes anyway. It doesn't matter for Courtney right now. Here we go with Emma going up the wall, trying for a double tap. Doesn't happen, but Ampharay does clear the ball out. So Atlanta Wave can now try and grab some boost. 2 of their members just picked up 100. See if they can do something with it.
Ampharay trying to get a nice clear, but of course Courtney's there to beat her with a pass over to Bella, but it's going to be a bit wide of a shot for anything to come of it. Ampharay getting this sent over to a teammate, but they're all three pretty close together, but nonetheless it doesn't matter because the ball goes right into the net. Atlantide Wave getting their first goal in the game now with only a 1-goal lead for KCP Gold.
Talk about those 50-50s in the corner, and Ampharay played it perfectly to turn it into an infield pass. And Pochimpa, again, the closer, it feels like. Every time it goes midfield, she's there to slot those home. So Atlantide Wave are not done just yet.
Nope, not yet, because if you look at the clock there, Gibbs, there's 3 minutes and 13 seconds remaining.
Time.
Math. But
never mind, it's over.
There's enough time for Bella to get another score. We're going to see, can Bella outdo Courtney's amount of goals this series?
Oh, yeah, that's true. Almost a save there by Ampharay. It was a tough read, tough play. Pioneers, though, they just keep battling back. Like, as soon as Atlantide Wave will score 1, Pioneers like, we need this 2-goal lead. That is so much safer than a 1-goal lead. They get it done. But again, you said it, 3 minutes left. Plenty of time in Rocket League to score like 20 goals. So we'll see what happens.
That really is true. The ball going off the side while Pochimpa trying to get a pass over to Delia, but Courtney's going to intercept it and send this off to the wall. Ampharay up next, trying to center this. Can she drop this down to her teammate in time?
Oh, big save by Courtney off the inside of her own post to get this ball out. Another opportunity by Ampharay, but throws it wide. 2 golden opportunities for Atlantide Wave. They're still on the offense. They need a goal desperately here for their morale.
Courtney trying to keep control for her team, but she has 0 boost in the tank right now, and the 100 was taken by Ampharay. Can she get the center to a teammate? Yes, the shot just a bit high for anything to come of it. Emma is up next, but Pochimpa now has control of the ball. Can she get this past Courtney? No, because Courtney's Courtney, and she's going to pinch this off the wall. Delia's up next, but Bella's going to get a nice touch off the side of her car and try to stay in control for these next 2 minutes.
Atlantide Wave, 2 great opportunities. And when that happens, when you're down 2 goals, you feel like you have to score like on that offensive possession right here. Almost a wide open net, but Emma does not have enough boost to make it happen. So Atlantide Wave, they were hoping for one there. Now they got to regroup, but another big 50-50, and Courtney just has to back it up and put it home. Courtney gets a freebie here because of Bella. Bella, she still appreciates Courtney, even though Courtney's bumping her out last game.
I'm telling you, these girls got to be such good friends for how much goes on in this team. Courtney able to stay calm enough under pressure to do a nice little backflip and get that right into the net. 1 minute and 35 seconds remain. Bella getting this past Delia, but Ampharay is going to send it right on back, but it will be intercepted in a wide open net. Courtney taking Bella's goal once again.
Courtney, you could have just drove to the left here and be like, all right, Bella. Oh, no, that's right. That was Emma this time.
Oh, this was Emma's.
Courtney, go ahead. Just drive away. I get it. You want to be a Chipotle MVP. I think
really
you've already got it. I think you've already got it.
I think you
share the
got
love.
it.
You can share the love at this point.
Well, Atlantide Wave with 1 goal on the board, 1 minute and 25 seconds remain for 2 goals to be made for that Brazil. I'm waiting for it. I'm hoping for it. All the players are up currently. Pochimpa, though, trying to get a second shot on net, but it is too wide for anything to come of it. Emma trying to keep control, trying to get a nice little pass over to one of her teammates. She has only 12 boost in her tank, but it is enough for a little clear. Ampere sending it right on back to Delia, though. Can Pochimpa get a shot on net here? She can, but Courtney is going to deny it going into the net. Delia continuing to try and get something going for her team, but Bella's going to stop this. And Pochimpa trying to get a self-pass here, but Courtney's just going to drive it on over to the side.
Massive credit, though, to Atlanta. They're down 4. They're basically done at this point. They're putting on a show. They are still trying to put these goals home. And now Bella going for the musty. Doesn't work out. So both sides just going for the entertainment value at this point. And I think, like all these ladies, are just happy to be on the mainstream and having a good time. Atlantide Wave, I'm hoping for one more for them. So there's no Brazil, and so they can go out on a high note.
You know, I'm still holding out hope for that Brazil. I want to see Bella get a musty flip reset, pogo into the net.
Yeah, like Dunkarino.
I want to see a plan B off the backboard. And then I want to see every single one of these players in another freestyle tournament.
Yeah, let's just go Freestyle Fridays.
Freestyle
Say, boy,
Fridays.
guys, Pioneers here. But instead, Pioneers come out on top, the #1 seed in this tournament. And they were having fun. We were having fun by the end of it. We have Lemon and Jorby laughing on the side as well, making us laugh. So we blame them for our laughter.
Yeah, we apologize for the level of
professionalism by them. Yeah, clearly.
Gibbs and I we're so good at this.
Look at this, Courtney, 100 goals. Too,
Courtney,
and Emma, 100.
she's amazing. Oh my God, but poor Bella.
No goals again.
They
No
really
goals.
just take everything from
Poor
her.
Bella.
Poor Bella.
Poor Bella. But Pioneers, #1 seed, we expect them to win. And honestly, I think we expect them to win 3-0. So I think Atlantide Wave really challenged them for the first 2 games, even took one of those games. Is absolutely huge for them. They walk away with some prize money as well, so they'll be happy about that. But Pioneers, they'll move on to play later today.
They really will, and I'll be excited to watch them play. We're going to see, can anybody take down the Kansas City Pioneers, or will Courtney continue to take Bella's goals and lead them into victory? We will find out soon. We're going to head on over to a short break, and we'll come back with some more matches for you soon.
Say
welcome back everyone to the Radiant Rocket League Series. We had a good first match. And what surprised me the most, Atlantide Wave took a game from the #1 team in the Premier League for the WCBC. That was incredible. Game 2 went into overtime. Atlantide Wave even started off with a goal. Did you feel, Gibbs, that Kansas City Pioneers, no pun intended, kind of take their foot off the gas pedal a little bit at the start of the series?
No, I think that is where they weren't on the mainstream yesterday, so those nerves are going to play a little bit of a factor. So games 1 and 2 were a little bit closer. And then Courtney just got ruthless to both teams, on both sides, where she's like, I'm going to score everything no matter what happens. Then we saw the true Pioneers play. And I think now everyone who was watching that game that is in the bracket is going to be like, uh-oh, Pioneers are ready to play at this point. We saw that in games 3 and 4, 2 huge blowouts.
Yeah, 2 blowouts indeed, but credit where credit is due. Atlantide Wave able to take a game away from KCP Gold.
Yeah.
And I think that really was what got KCP Gold to kind of amp up their play style a bit. We saw Courtney kind of playing like we usually see her play. And it was very interesting to see how intense that got, to the point where, you know, Courtney started taking goals away from Bella and Emma.
Courtney doing it all. It just really felt like every time she had the ball, she knew exactly what to do with it. But Pioneers, I think that was good that they lose one game here, because now they know they're a little bit vulnerable like in this bracket, because the Atlantide Wave is not the true threat throughout this bracket. So Pioneers getting their first loss. I always say quality losses are good as long as it doesn't cost you a tournament. So I think that's actually a good sign for the Pioneers going forward.
Yeah, I mean, it felt like Kansas City Pioneers, they needed a bit of a wake-up call, but man, once they woke up, they destroyed the competition. They are the favorites to go all the way to the finals, and here to present our Chipotle MVP of the match, the player that shined the brightest, was Courtney, as Gibbs pointed out in game 2. Her solo plays, her patient plays. She dangled above all the rest, and especially past those defenders.
Yeah, she had 1 demo. She also had like 3 team bumps to secure a couple more of those goals. Courtney, she wanted that Chipotle entree. She wanted it for sure, and she got it. Well done.
She really did, with an average score of 517 and 15 shots on net. Courtney securing the Chipotle match MVP and securing herself an entree.
Yes, and we get to maybe talk about some of our entrees and how we get to share some of that love to our fans. So if you didn't check out day 1, well, you missed out on a lot of cool action and some cool giveaways that we did. Speaking of that, it's Gibbs. He just turned into a burrito. Catch it. You didn't catch it. It's in the sky now.
Well, now I got a text.
Well, everyone at home, if you want a chance to win a Chipotle entree of your choice, text this code on your screen. Yeah, Gibbs, write that.
Yep, I'm writing
write
it
it
down.
down.
Chai012.
Chai012 to 888-222 for your chance to win a Chipotle entree. 53 real ingredients. You can customize it. You don't have to stick to Gibbs's order or Jorby, who likes Greek yogurt. And
because then you said, so you said bring it home and then add the third.
Yeah.
Like, I want to eat it there, hot and fresh.
And if you're in bed watching and you don't want to go to your computer, you go to Chipotle.com, or you can use the Chipotle app to place your order. Because we're going to throw to a quick break. And when we get back, we have our second quarterfinal of Parabellum Black versus Circuitry Gaming.
Hi there, I'm Faray here, proudly representing Atlantide Wave as a Rocket League player and captain of my team. I'm currently living in the UK as a Belgian. I've been accepted into a mechanical engineering master's course starting in September. So, you know, for now I'm kind of just looking for a job and streaming on the side. And yeah, today the weather is god-awful. There's been a storm going on for a few days, so it's kind of bad. So I can't take you outside. But anyhow, this is a day in the life of a player in the Radiant Rocket League Series.
Usually in the morning, I kind of eat what I want on the day. Today I kind of landed on the spread on 2 slices of bread, so I'll go and enjoy that in front of a show I'm watching, and then I'll probably stream shortly after.
Well, it is now 1 PM and it is time for my stream, so here we are, live, already live, just waiting on people to show up, and I'll see you later. And with streaming over, it is now time to have some lunch. I've decided to do carbonara today, so because it's it's my recipe, I don't want to share it. I'll just show you the ingredients. So you can only see this. There you go. That's all you get. That's all you get. I'll come back when the product is finished. And voila. Oh, there's left for me to do now is to eat and then warm up for WCBC, and my day will be pretty much over. See you later. Hi, it's 9:30. We've just finished our WCBC series against No Snakes Allowed. Sadly, we lost, which is nothing new to us, but that's okay. We still get better and we still train as much as we can to get better, and hopefully one day it pays off. Who knows, maybe that's next weekend. So yeah, be sure to tune in and watch us on February 26th in the Radiant Rocket League Series.
I'll give it my all till I find you, then give you my all.